Alhamdulillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa nu'minu bihi wa natawakkalu alayhi wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina may yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa may yudlil fala hadiya lahu asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh sallallahu alaihi wasallam tabaraka wa sallama tasliman kasira amma ba'd. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa man ahsanu qawlan mimman da'a ila Allah wa amila salihan wa qala innani minal muslimin. My dear brothers and respected elders and sisters, everyone is talking about following the truth. We have to follow the truth. Everyone wants others to speak the truth, to do anything in accordance to the truth. But no one knows what truth is. These are the condition, situation of man in the whole entire mankind, in the entire world. That they don't know what is the truth, but yet they want truth. You know, everyone wants truth. If you ask anybody, do you want truth? Yes, he said, sure. We do not want falsehood. You can ask Sufyan, he wants falsehood? He said, no. Even though he follows falsehoods, he commits himself to falsehood. He led a life of falsehood, and yet he says, I want the truth. That means they don't know what truth is, what falsehood is. Some are, very keen to follow the truth. But he doesn't know. And this is what we call blindness. You are blind. Blind means you want to follow the correct path, but you can't. You end up going to the ditches. Instead of following the road, you're following the wrong road and you end up in the ditches. This is what is happening when we are blind. Blind is not the blind of our eyes, the blinds of our heart. They want the truth, but they can't see the truth, they cannot follow the truth. Because they can't see the truth. They want. If you ask Yazid, do you want to follow the truth? He said yes. But he's not following the truth, he's following falsehood. Who knows that he's not following the truth, but falsehood are the men of knowledge. The men of knowledge tell him this is the way. He said no. He's even become stubborn, thinking that he knows the truth. But he wants the truth. He wants to follow the truth. But yet he's stubborn. He doesn't want to follow the words of the people of knowledge. He wanted to follow the truth. But the falsehood he thinks is the truth. But actually the path of his desire, fulfilling his desire. Falsehood is the path of following our desires, our whims and fancies. And that is basically the path which are followed by almost the entire mankind, in the entire world. That's why you must ask the people of knowledge, what is the truth? You must read the book of truth. And you must understand it. You don't also able to understand even if you read, because if you have a blind heart, you read but you don't see. Blind heart. If the Quran is a book of truth, it's to show people the correct path, the true path, but unable to follow. Can read only. Those who are reading Quran with such a very nice voice, and also nice tajweed, what they call it, to read with taranum, like this, Yazid, taranum, they learn taranum. Oh, they read Quran, fantastic. The Quran is the word of truth. They can read it, but they cannot see the truth because they are blind. Blind what? The heart. Why the heart are blind? Sufyan? Oh, he knows very well. The heart is blind because of the love towards other than Allah. Okay? Other than Allah we can call worldly things. But basically that's what men love. Materialistic. Is Sufyan as a man of Allah or man of materialistic? Answer. Materialistic. So he is a man of materialistic. How can he can see the truth? Can he? Can Sufyan see the truth? When he is a man of materialistic. Can Sufyan? No. Because his heart is blind with the love of materials. Why Sufyan love materials, not love? Why he doesn't love Allah? Why? Someone?
Because he sees the materials he can do.
He doesn't know who Allah is. He doesn't know. He knows about things only. He doesn't know who Allah is. So the first lesson a person must take in order to be able to see the truth is to know who Allah is. Sufyan, do you know who Allah is?
Yes.
Huh?
No.
You don't know. If you know who Allah is, surely you love Him. But because you do not know, you do not love Him. You love money, love woman, love food, love spending time with families, all driving, shopping, sightseeing, and you spend the whole of your life in this world doing things which you like. Because you do not know Allah. Why you do not know who Allah is? You never make an effort to know. First of all, you don't read the Quran. You don't understand it. You only read, don't understand. So the more you can see the Quran, see the truth, the more you love Allah. And the more you love Allah, the more you obey Him. If you say, I love Allah, but you don't obey Him, that is nonsensical. It is not true. If you love Allah, you must love to die. And you must love to obey His orders more than anything else on this earth. And you must love to read His book, naturally, if you love Him. So think daily, give some time, thinking and pondering as who Allah is. Do you have time for that, Sufyan?
I will make time.
No, do you have time for that? You got no time. You're only thinking of His work. When to go to work, when to come back from work. while working is thinking only things. The whole 10 hours of his life in a day is spent on material things. He doesn't spend on thinking about Allah. When the words of Allah mentioned to him is unknown to him, doesn't seep into his heart, doesn't sink into his belief. Because he doesn't know who is he. Allah, it doesn't mean anything. Allah. Because he doesn't know who Allah is. So in order to know who Allah is, you must understand the Quran. Allah introduced himself. Who am I? You couldn't even read the Quran. You can think about Allah by sitting down, but sometimes the devil goes to you. They tell you Allah is this, Allah is that. Then you will end up knowing Allah is the idols. Or Allah is money. Because the devils. So you must read. The Quran is the book of guidance. In the Quran, Allah says who I am. You see? You must read the English translation and interpretation of the Quran by pious person. English translation of the Quran written by pious people, people of knowledge. People who have no knowledge, who are not the true believers of the good deeds, of the Iman of the highest level, and even more, will not be able to understand the Quran, will not be able to interpret the Quran. And how can you read his or his interpretation will enable you to be guided to know who Allah is? Cannot. So at the moment in the whole world, so far, prior of my writing, of the interpretation of the Holy Quran in English, there is none. So the whole world is actually are not guided to know about who Allah is. Ayatul Kursi is the heart of the Quran. And one time Nabi Sallam asked a companion, what is the heart of the Quran? You know, one Sahaba answered, Ayatul Kursi. He said, I know that you will give the answer, correct answer. In Ayatul Kursi is the verses which Allah introduced. Who is He? But we read Ayatul Kursi, but just like peacocks. Rashidi reads Ayatul Kursi, but he doesn't understand. He didn't even know the meaning, how to think. You even know the meaning of Ayatul Kursi, how can you think? One every single lines. You have to think because it's very heavy. Very heavy, Ayatul Kursi. It's in Surah Baqarah. Sufyan, the one who doesn't read Quran at all, it is possible for him to think about who Allah is. Is it possible or not possible? Sufyan? What do you mean?
No.
Not possible. So when he is not having opportunity to think about Allah, who Allah is, then what is thinking? He has a mind. Instead of using it to think about who Allah is, he will be thinking about what? Sufyan or Samad? About his desire. What is his desire? Material thing. To have material thing. Naturally, that is the equation. If you don't think about Allah, then you think about other than Allah. Either one. You can't say, I think about other than Allah as well as Allah. No. You must give time. To think about other than Allah is not good. To think about Allah is the real use of the use of our mind is to think about Allah. That is the actual reason as to why Allah has given us the mind. Is to think about Allah. But we are not thinking of Allah because we don't read Quran. We read but we don't understand, like Razid. He read and he doesn't understand. Then how can he think? He can read Ayatul Kursi when he will go, to some housewarming party. Muslim, they sit down and reading Ayatul Kursi. But just like parrots reading Quran. Some parrots say Assalamu alaikum, they answer Walaikum salam. It was not man, it's a bird. And that's how Yazid and everyone in the world reading Ayatul Kursi. They don't understand. They don't understand what they read in the Salat. They don't know. They don't know even when they read Quran. So at the end, what they know? Only about the material things, about their desire. So my purpose of life is to fulfill my desire. And my desires are being guided by the devils. The desires are given to animals too, but minds are not given to animals. Then animals are not meant to think about as who Allah is. No. He only thinks about what he wants to eat, when he wants to sleep. Like Rashidi, thinking only when he will make sex with his wife. Now he said not so much already. I'm old already. When you eat, then you think. Sleep, work, money, sleep, eating, sex, what else? That's all. Then you talk about, I have more money now. Oh, I'm close to become millionaire, billionaire. That's all. And then you pass this life with nothing to bring. No good actions, only evil actions. Then certainly your place in the hereafter forever, in the hellfire. So that's you call success? Huh? But you are following that path, aren't you? You know it is not success. It's failure. It's falsehood. But since you are blind, the falsehood you are thinking as truth. That's the reason why the first thing that we must know, we must have Allah. We must know how to get Allah into, the love of Allah into our heart. We must think first. And then must follow His orders. Then you must do it according to what Prophet Salam have done, with the intention to please Allah. Then only, the love of the world will come out from your heart. The love of Allah will enter. If you are not willing to obey or not doing it as the way Muhammad Salam has done, then naturally your heart will remain blinded. Remain blind till you die. And as long as your heart remains blind, you will never see the truth. You will never follow the truth, and you will never die. No? Living the world as a person of truth. So everybody wants people to talk the truth. And nothing but the truth. Samad says, what do you call? Plain truth. See? In his thing, plain truth. Everybody wants truth. Who doesn't want truth? Everybody wants, even those who are following falsehood in the whole world. If you ask them, you want truth or falsehood? What do you think they will answer? They will follow truth. Everybody knows. Sufyan doesn't have to feel proud that he knows. I will follow the truth. That is not the symbols. To know that I will follow. The honor lies in doing the truth. You know, in obeying the orders of Allah is obeying the truth. So Allah says, Allah rule with truth. So as the angels and the people of knowledge. The people of knowledge mean called alim, the one who knows the desire of Allah. When he become a ruler, he rules according to the rules of Allah, according to the Quran. Then he is a man of knowledge who rule according to the truth, which everyone wants. But no. If we follow Quran, no. We follow Quran, no. We rules with Quran, no. But they say we want the truth. Everybody wants the rules of Quran to be enacted. Actually, the one people who want the truth, but once it is really enacted, they don't want. Because they actually, in their heart, do not want the truth. Only mouth only. In their mouth, they are telling, I want the truth. I want the rule of Allah. Because there is no laws which are true except the rule of Allah. Because Allah knows the truth. No one else knows. If you follow the rules other than Allah, like what we are doing now, you know, man-made rules, British rules. We inherited from Britain. All the rules that we are following is made by the British. And the lawyers are all graduate from law schools in London and law schools in Australia, in Malaysia, all learn from British rules. It's not rules of Quran. And therefore, the rules that we follow, which we have learned from the Britain, are not just, are not truth. Why is not just? Because it's not true. It's falsehood. It is made by men who doesn't know the truth. The laws of Allah, which mention the Quran, are the laws of truth. The truth is just. When it is not true, it is injustices. Yeah? All the rules followed. Recently, a young man, 29, being sentenced to death for supplying cannabis, making fruit cannabis as a treatment in Shah Alam. This is injustices, you know. But this is a man-made rules. So everybody wants truth, but they do not want to follow Allah's laws. Oh, Islamic laws? No. Quran laws? No. See? Then everybody now struggling. When asked Dr. Mahdi about that sentence, he said he has to be looked again. He knows it's not just. He said, I'm willing to be, I'm willing to be judged by Allah because I know, he said, Allah is just. So the orders of Allah is just. The rules of Allah is just. You know? Do Yazid want to follow the orders of Allah? If it fall on him, you want or not? That you supposed to follow the qisas, the law of qisas. You will not. He doesn't follow the rules of Allah. Many things. If we do not follow the rules of Allah, the whole Quran, we are following falsehood. injustices towards ourselves, towards other people. Marriage law, all anything related to not only janaya, crimes, but to marriage, munakahat, all the laws of trades are all untruths, laws, which they learn so much in many law schools around the world, and graduated as lawyers, and later on they go become judge. They spend a lot of their time and money to become a judge, end up only telling people to follow rules other than Allah. Rules other than Allah are unjust, not just, because it is created by man who doesn't know the truth, who doesn't know just, who will not do justice. If we follow rules other than the rules of Allah which are written in the Quran, naturally we are not judging people with justice. And that is a simple reason as to why Allah says, the men of knowledge and the angels, Allah, the men of the angels and the men of knowledge, rule with the truth, rule with justice, because they rule with the order of Allah. If you don't rule with the orders of Allah, with the Quran, you are not a just ruler. So it is said that one of the person in the Yawmul Qiyamah, Yawmul Mashar, on the field of Mashar, who will be under the shade of Arash of Allah, the first one is a just ruler. A just ruler is not as we understand today. The just ruler is one who rules according to Quran. A just ruler is a ruler who rules according to the laws of Allah, who leads himself according to the laws of Allah. Like Yazid and Rashidi are not following the Quran, are not following truth. How he will follow the truth? He don't have iman. He doesn't have the level of faith which enable him to follow the truth. So, although he knows I should follow the truth, but I can't, I cannot, I do not want. I will follow my desires, because the desire overtaken the mind. The mind wants to follow the truth, desire wants to follow falsehood. That's why people want the truth, but they don't want to follow the truth. Those people who want the Islamic law, when it comes to their case, they do not want. How can? So people are not learning about the Allah's laws in the Quran. They don't want to understand it. They do not want to execute it. It remains in the Quran. So how we make laws? So we make laws in the parliament. We don't get the law from Allah in the Quran. The whole Muslim in the whole world now, they get laws from where? Parliament. Conducted by the lawmakers. That's what called the MP, Member of Parliament, are lawmakers. 222 lawmakers in Parliament Malaysia. Their work is to make laws against the Quran. And we are following that law. So we are all being inflicted with sins, because we are not doing anything to understand the Quran. We do not make effort towards making everybody understand the Quran. We are not making the work of inviting people to good, forbidding people from evil. We are only praying. So far, only myself who are doing the work of inviting people to good and inviting about 6-7 people who are doing gush every day. The rest are not doing in the whole world. Whole world. Even Sufyan who are following or doing the work of inviting people to good, forbidding people even, not in the way Muhammad Sallallahu, not with the sacrifice of his time and his own wealth. Even Rashidi. So we are doing, but not in the way which Allah loves. It will not make any sense. And then not with the intention to please Allah, only gush only. And that's why, in reality, our action of inviting people to good, forbidding people from evil are not accepted. Then how come it will be able to be a means of our guidance and the guidance of other people, like Sufyan? They've been doing it a long time. He himself hasn't got guidance. He can't even keep prayers on time. How come the work has not become a means of our guidance? The work of Ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa tanha. Why? Why? Why it cannot become a means of a guidance for us? Why? Huh? You can't answer. Simple answer what? You don't do it correctly. Correct means to do the way Muhammad Sallallahu, and with the intention to please Allah. You don't do like that. So how many years you are doing it, it will not be accepted. When it is not accepted, it will not become a means of your own guidance, not others. You making dua, but your dua is not rising up to the heaven. How come it become a means of your guidance? You have to do it. Not only to obey the order of doing the work of inviting people to good, forbidding people, but the way you must do it the way which Allah is pleased, and with the intention to please Allah. And you must do with the sacrifice of your own time and wealth. If you are not willing to do that, then the truth, Allah will not enter into your heart, and your heart will be blind forever. The heart will only be able to have light when the nur of Allah, the words of Allah, enter into your heart, the word of the Quran. If you are not having a well-sighted heart, or the heart which are not blind, then you will not be able to get anything out of your actions. When you pray with a blind heart, your prayer is like a blind man. When you read Quran, you read with a blind eye, with a blind heart. You don't understand. You are groping and walking, following your desires, and you end up in the ditches. This is what's happening in the whole world now. Even though they know the truth, but their heart following their desires. So they keep on following the way of the animals. You went to America, you went to Europe. You went to America, you went to Europe. All following animals' way. And yet they say they want the truth. They want justice. Everybody are making strike, wanting justice. Yeah. The whole complex in the whole world the whole complex is about justice. You know, about fighting injustices. That's all. But yet, they don't follow justice. They don't follow what is just. If you want justice, you must follow what is just. There's no one who knows what is just except Allah. So if the entire mankind want to have justice, there's no way but to follow the orders of Allah in the Quran. And the first order of Allah is you must recite with your heart, sincerely, that there is no God except Allah, and Muhammad is the messenger of God. This is the whole Quran, whole Quran is actually La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. That one must be recited. If you do not recite this kalima, you do not want just. You want injustices. You are doing injustices to Allah. When you do not want to recite the kalima, there is no God except Allah, Muhammad Rasulullah, then you are not willing to recite the kalima of just, truth. And then after reciting the kalima must enter into your heart to the level at least which Allah is pleased. Then only your heart will become the heart of truth. Be able to see the truth. Be able to follow the truth to a certain extent. Then only you will have just. Otherwise, you can't. So only talking and listening and not doing doesn't make you a man of truth. Doesn't make you to be able to have justice to yourself, to other people. Whole world is lived in injustices because they do not follow the words of just, the words of truth. Nah? Don't only talk, do it. First recite the kalima, after that do the work which fulfill the right of the reciting the kalima. The work that fulfill the right of reciting kalima is the work of inviting people to Allah. The work of inviting people to good, forbidding people from evil with the sacrifice of our own time and wealth in the way shown by Muhammad Sallam with the intention to please Allah. This is a very sentence can be understood only when you see as to how the work is done. In order to be able to see, you come and see me here in Malaysia before it's too late, before I die. You must come and see it. Then you have a little grasp of how the work is to be done. Not in totality, but at least. That's how to learn. You want to learn how to pray, you must not only read books, you must see how the person is praying. Rasulullah said, you pray as I pray, as you see me praying. Similarly, you must do the work of inviting people to good, forbidding people from evil, as Muhammad Sallam is doing, but we never see it. Now, you must see the way I do it. Then, for that to be possible, you have to come to Malaysia, taking all the journey towards seeking the truth. You have to make the journey. The people around here do not have to make the journey. But the less sacrifice they do in searching the truth, the less they will know the truth. The more sacrifice you make in order to find the truth, the more will Allah guide you towards the truth. Don't worry, it is far, it is too long. The amount Allah do not look at your money, your sacrifice of time. People do not, Allah do not look at anyone, their color or anything. Their sacrifice, their sincerity. The more sacrifice you do, the more sincere you'll become. The more sincere you do, the more it is accepted by Allah. Okay.